Okay, I know we're running late, and I'm just keeping you from coffee, but so I'll just quickly just introduce a few things quickly for you, and maybe we can talk about it over coffee. Uh, my name's Azam. I'm from Autodesk Research in Toronto, and I'm the director of the Complex Systems Research Group. The three things I want to show you quickly is the from the Autodesk Life Sciences Group. We have the genetic constructor and the genetic constructor product and the free molecule viewer, and then I'll introduce also the Parametric Human Project, which is a nonprofit that I started a few years ago. The folks involved: Eli Grobin is the director of the Life Sciences Group. Connie is the product manager for Genetic Constructor, and Mary is the product manager for the Molecular Viewer. And this, which builds on the previous talks, is a sketchpad. So we're focusing on the design as a design software company. We're focusing on the design part. And the Genetic Constructor has a Lego block metaphor for putting these things together. There's blocks for promoters, terminators, and many things in between. There's a hierarchical breakdown, so you can drill down into things, as many as levels as you like. Just breezing through these things, sorry. You can also search for your favorite genes in NCBI or iGEM databases. And this is sort of the Autodesk part where we've been developing a number of tools that we call Generative Design, which the idea is to help you create a larger design space and then think about ways using machine learning or optimization to help you search through this very large design space. So this is, you can see in the middle there's combinations there that can be selected, and we want to help you evaluate which ones are worth pursuing, or of course you can run all of them. At the bottom you can see the sequence viewer as well as the GSL editor, and maybe we should have other editors as well for different languages. Sorry, that's GSL from Amaris. Just a couple slides on the molecular viewer. This builds on Autodesk's heritage of understanding 3D visualization of large data sets, and human-computer interaction, and VR as well, things like that. The idea is kind of a PowerPoint for molecules. You can load anything from PDB, and you can create snapshots and travel between them to create presentations. And this was effective in, I guess you can see it on the smaller monitors, a little washed out here, but for large group presentations, taking everybody through the presentation was a lot of fun. Mary did that in Germany with an event there, and people were all standing around looking at the different viewpoints, which is kind of cool. And then just quickly, I'll just run over the Parametric Human Project. This is something I started maybe 4 or 5 years ago as a nonprofit, and the idea here was to bring together all of the cool things happening. There's so many cool things, fantastic meeting, but how does it all come together? And how do we learn from all the different things? And also, how does the computer learn from all these different things? So I think of parametric human as sort of the missing core to the whole healthcare system, that there's no place where this all comes together where we can collectively get smarter. And there's many parts to that that would be needed to have that work, but in trying to convey what it would be is, as an e-science platform, there's many definitions of e-science, of course, but we think of it as a system of correlations. So you can have different types of things that you're correlating. In this case, phenotypes and imaging to show that there's 3 patterns of vasculature in a specific muscle. You might expect all of them being the same or all of them being different, but it's interesting that there's a small single-digit number of variations there. Same with the UK Digital Heart Project. There's 7 types of hearts. It's pretty interesting. Another mapping. Here is from the microbiome to the genetics, where there's from IBD to couple of genes involved in that correlation. And then it should be expandable, of course, to new types of data, new data categories as well, as we discover more things. Ultimately, if this were a functioning system where new science could be fed into this, we could develop things without side effects, for example, or we would understand side effects, because different teams could be contributing from their own expertise. And I'll just end with a little image that is some software we wrote for the Department of Anatomy at the University of Toronto to help them digitize the innervation in the muscles, the muscle fiber bundles, put that together with CT and MRI data. And I think of parametric human sort of so far as a top-down version of the Personal Genome Project being the bottom-up version. And it is a startup. It's a nonprofit startup, but we do have a little office both at the Medical and Related Sciences, the Mars facility in Toronto, and at the ITU, the IT University in Copenhagen. And I'm happy to take any questions, or we can go for coffee and look at it then. Thank you.
Do you have any integration with Oculus Rift for the molecular viewer?
Yeah. All the different types we've tried, and it's a lot of fun. HTV.
Do you have one with you? We can
No,
demo?
no, sorry. Great, thanks.